Hey folks, Tony Lockhart here. This video, step by step, is going to show you how to build a rigged character face with subs. Let's go. So I want to start by creating a number of layers. So I'm going to hit that plus sign in the layers menu, and I'm going to identify each of the pieces of the character's head. Okay, so now that I've got all of them built, I'm going to hit the add and close button. Notice I kind of skipped forward just a bit because you don't need to see me type. But what I want to do next is to go and start drawing each of these pieces. So for the character's head, I'm just going to use a very basic circle. Don't need to get too fancy with this because this is just a quick tutorial. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and draw that left eye. Draw that right eye, left eyebrow, and the right eyebrow. This is going to be my default face, so it's not going to be too fancy. And remember, we have other detailed videos that show you how to do this stuff. Alright, so now that this head is all done, what I want to do is go to the actual circle for the head, and I want to F5 that layer so it stays on screen. And then I want to turn on the onion skin, so that way when I go forward one frame at a time, I can go and see some of those previous pieces of artwork. Now in this case, I've got the left eye. Let's go ahead and draw the right eye, or the left eye blinking. And then if I go to the right eye, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to do the same for the eyebrows, but instead of a default eyebrow for my left, I'm going to do sad eyebrows. Right eye. I'm going to do the exact same thing, or right eyebrow, my bad. Alright, let's get some angry eyebrows in there as well. And then I'm going to go back to the left eye. And so I've got an open eye, I've got a closed eye. Let's do a squinting eye. And I think for this model, we should be done. I think it's important to note that off screen, I've got this graphic organizer with a bunch of these different facial expressions for mouths for talking characters. So these are called visemes. Make sure you check the link in the description because there's going to be a link to a graphic organizer with all of them. But in the meantime, let's just kind of cut scene, and what I want to do is to just show you all of them done. Alright, so we're back, and as you can see, I've drawn quite a few mouths, and these will match the different mouth charts. Alright, so we're back, and I've got quite a few mouth subs for my character. Also, I've got a couple of eyes and eyebrows, so this is going to work out nicely. Let's go select all of this artwork and delete it, and then we're going to go to the end of our timeline and press function key 5 so everything stays on screen. What I want to do next is go to the node view and go set this character up properly. So on the top right screen, I'm going to hit the plus sign, go to the node view, and I like to stretch my node view so it's super wide where the artwork is small. Let's go select all those nodes, hit this alignment button, and then click, hold, and drag all these nodes over to the side. I'm going to take each of these nodes, excluding the color card, and I'm going to do Control-Shift-P. Now I'm going to go and translate each of these center pivot points. One of the things I like to do is with the mouth, I like to go and hit the bracket key next to the letter P just to get an idea of where all of these are lining up. So you can kind of tell, like right around here, it's very important to put your pivot point, and this is part of the reason you go and do all of the onion skinning, because you want to make sure that when you choose a location for the mouth, such as right here, you want to make sure that it lines up. So if I sub this as well, by pressing that button, you can tell that it's going to kind of line up. So if I just go back and forth, and then I sub a different one, go back and forth, and then I sub a different one, go back and forth. I know this is laborious, but hopefully it makes sense. Like, this is a good rotational point. Alright, let's go take care of the rest of the stuff. So the eyebrow is going to get placed right here. The left eyebrow is going to get placed right there. The left eye is going to be placed right here at the bottom. So if I want, I can kind of get it to blink and squash and stretch. R to reset. Let's go back and set this pivot point right here. I'm going to link both the left and the right eye together with a Control P, and that gives me one peg. If you do the Shift P, it's going to give you two. Let me do a Control P, and I'm going to rename these. So I'm going to do this right R-EC for eye controller, and then I'm going to do this one as an L-EC. I never really use these because instead I use the one that's linked together. So this one will be called eye controllers. But you can call these whatever you want. I'm going to put the mouth up here on the same level as that eye controller, and the head's going to go a little bit further upwards. Eye controller is going to get a pivot point right at the center of both eyes. So if I transform it, I can have the eyes look left or to the right, or up or down. R to reset. Okay, mouth and the eyes together, they're going to get a shared peg. That's going to be renamed as your face controller. And then that's going to get a pivot point kind of at the center of the face. And then finally, the head is going to get two controllers. So head's going to be on a level by itself. I want to put the head right here at the bottom, so that way if I want to get any kind of like overall head shake or a little bit of squash and stretch, it's going to work on its own. R to reset. But if I go and Control P, I can have another head controller. Whoops. Control P, and then that one is going to be linked to the actual head itself. So that one, let's go take this head controller. I want to set that pivot point back to the bottom of the chin, and then give it one last Control P. That one's going to be at the base of the neck. This is going to be our head master controller. And this is going to be our head and face controller. So head face, because now I got the head and the face, and I got a master for everything together. So that works out pretty well if I need to just go make some adjustments, or if I want to go click just the circle of the head and adjust that. And if I want to adjust the face, I can move that around, or just the eyes, and of course the mouth. Or if I want to just click the head and the face and the mouth and give it some squash and stretch. So here's some squash and stretch, but again, you can go and control that circle for the overall head. Super important to note, like it looks like he's looking to the right, looking to the left. Super important to note, like all of this stuff, this is not the only way to do it. There's a million ways to do this. All right, so now that my character is fully built and it's rigged, what I want to do is to go back to that right plus sign in the top right corner. Let's go to the drawing substitutions menu. I'm going to click, hold, and drag to separate this, and I want to hover and get it to snap right in the center. Let's go shrink my node view just a bit. Let's go and shrink my drawing subs just a bit, and then if I choose something like the mouth, you can see that, oh, I've got all of these different facial expressions for the mouths ready to go. So through the power of editing, what I want to do is to just go back and show you all of them renamed. But before we do that, let's just time lapse it, and let's do Control D's, or you can right click and rename some of these. And real quick, I'm just going to go and click the hamburger and turn off that edit menu. Okay, so now we've got all of these different subs and they're identified, which is pretty nice. I could go to any one of these pieces on the node view, and then I can go and click and adjust accordingly, so I can go and get some kind of a head turn, and the computer will do the hard work for me. I can also go in during this head turn. I can go to something like the right eye node, and at some point in the head turn I could just go and click the eye being closed. let me go to the left eye as well and do the exact same thing. And then I'm going to go a couple frames forward, and then actually let's just do the squint, and then I'm going to choose the other one. It's also important to note what's happening over here in my timeline, so I could just look for little visual indications like this, which is pretty nice. So the character kind of blinks. Might be cool at about this point in the animation for the eyebrows to change. So let's go to the eyebrow, let's make them angry. Do the exact same thing, and then maybe it makes sense at this point in the animation. I'm going to go to the peg for the left eyebrow, and let's zoom in, and let's get it, let me just give it a nudge, and then it's going to anticipate, and then it's going to go back down to a reset. So it's very subtle, but it kind of does a little something. It looks pretty nice. I'm going to do the exact same thing to the right eyebrow. Okay, so let's just give it a little bit of a nudge at the beginning, and then at some point here it's going to anticipate, and then over here it's going to go back to its default state. And then we could change the face of the mouth as well. So maybe we could go back to the mouth layer, and let's just kind of maybe choose a default face, and then at some point we're going to choose like this face, and then we'll have the character do a quick maybe he had something sour to eat. So it's like, it's really easy to go back in layer by layer to make these adjustments. And most of the time I just go and sub all the animation first, then I go tween everything later. But hopefully you're seeing, like in this video, that's not what I'm doing. I'm kind of going back and forth between the two. So maybe at this point I'm going to stretch the actual face, make it look like an onion head, and at this point really squash it. And over here, let's go and stretch it with an R, and then go back to this other one. Looks so silly. Maybe over here, I'm going to give it a little bit of a whole rotation. This is the headmaster. And then let's just kind of go and drop it down, give it even more squash, pull out the side just a bit, and then let's go back to the end. Let's give it a little rotation and stretch it back up again. I think it's pretty fun. So anyways, that's kind of it. That's all I got for you for this video. Hopefully you see that there's no one way to do this, and you can get lots of movement with only just a very few drawings. All right, do me a favor, go give this a shot. Thanks for watching. Bye.